navigating the path to parenthood, it can feel like, well, a really complex journey, right?
Absolutely.
And that search for effective support for new possibilities, it's just constant. What if some of the most promising ideas are kind of surprising, like harnessing light?
Mm-hmm.
Today, we're doing a deep dive into exactly that. We're looking at how a specific type of light therapy, near-infrared light, is being explored,
Yeah.
exploring its potential role, in maybe enhancing fertility outcomes based on the material we've looked at.
That's right. We've got some excerpts, some information focusing on low-level light therapy, LLLT, they call it.
LLLT, okay.
Specifically, how it's being used, or at least studied, in reproductive health. So our mission really is to unpack what these sources are saying about LLLT's potential impact,
Right.
especially for something so fundamental like egg quality. We want to guide you, the listener, through the key points from this material.
Okay, let's get into it then. According to the info we have, how is this light therapy, this 830 nanometer near-infrared light, how's it actually thought to work, down at the cellular level for fertility?
Well, the core idea described in these sources, it really centers on stimulating cellular processes, things that are critical for egg health.
Okay.
A big focus is enhancing mitochondrial function. Now, mitochondria, you got to think of them as the tiny power plants inside our cells.
The energy source, right.
Exactly. They generate the energy. And this light stimulation, it apparently leads to increased production of ATP.
ATP, that's the cell's energy currency.
You got it. It's the main fuel.
Yeah.
And having high levels of ATP is absolutely vital for all those energy-heavy processes involved in oocyte maturation.
So getting the egg ready.
Precisely.
Yeah.
Getting it ready for fertilization, keeping it healthy overall. The material we reviewed suggests this could be really beneficial, especially, when things like age or maybe mitochondrial problems might be affecting egg quality.
That's fascinating. So it's like giving the egg's internal engine a power boost.
That's a good way to think about it.
What else? Do the sources mention anything else happening?
They do. They also talk about improving local blood flow, specifically to the ovaries.
Ah, okay.
Better blood flow? Well, it just means more efficient delivery of nutrients and oxygen to the developing eggs. So that provides further support for their health and development.
Right, right. Now, this is where it gets really interesting for me. The clinical evidence. What do the sources actually say about studies? Does this stuff translate into better outcomes in real-world fertility situations?
Yeah, the sources do point to findings from a couple of studies. There's mention of one randomized clinical trial
Okay.
that apparently showed LLLT was associated with improved biochemical and clinical pregnancy rates. This was in women who had experienced recurrent implantation failure.
Wow. Okay. So that suggests maybe an effect on egg quality and perhaps the uterine lining being more receptive.
That seems to be the implication drawn in the source, yes. And there was another study mentioned, too. This one used multi-wavelength laser therapy, which included that 830 millimeter light.
Uh-huh.
And it reportedly found improved fertility outcomes for women who had unexplained infertility. So, yeah, based specifically on these findings presented in the source material, there's definitely evidence discussed suggesting LLLT could be a factor.
A tool, maybe?
A potential tool in addressing some of these, quite challenging fertility scenarios.
And, okay, switching gears slightly. Practicality, safety, comfort. What do the sources say about the experience of the therapy itself?
They describe it pretty positively. Safe, painless, well-tolerated.
That's good to hear.
And it's non-invasive, which I think makes it sound quite appealing as a possible add-on therapy, an adjunctive therapy.
Yeah, definitely less daunting. Did they mention specific equipment?
They did mention a specific device, used the Celuma 830 nanometer device.
Celuma, okay.
And just for context, the sources mentioned a specific clinic, the Berkeley Center for Reproductive Wellness, as a place that incorporates this kind of evidence-based approach. And the source material provides their contact info for anyone wanting to dig deeper into that specific center's use of it. The phone number is 212-685-0985, and the website is www.berkeleycenter.com/low-level-therapy.
Good to have that context. So, okay, wrapping this up. What does this all mean for you listening in, whether you're maybe exploring fertility options yourself or you're just interested in new medical tech? It seems to me, considering what these sources present as, well, a potentially promising new avenue, using light, something fundamental to influence these deep biological processes.
I think that's the core takeaway from the material we reviewed, yes. Yeah. That LLLT, particularly that 830 millimeter wavelength, shows potential potential for enhancing egg quality by boosting that cellular energy, the mitochondrial function, the ATP.
And the blood flow.
And improving ovarian blood flow, exactly.
Yes.
And this is backed, according to the sources, by some clinical findings in specific situations like recurrent implantation failure and unexplained infertility.
All right. So a final thought maybe to leave everyone mulling over. Just pause and think about the incredible potential here. Using specific wavelengths of light, something seemingly simple, to maybe influence incredibly complex biological processes, cellular health, fertility. It makes you wonder, what other unexpected applications might light therapy hold for our health in the future? Something to ponder.